No,
Can I get the off-brand Legos? The whatever they're called.
Duplos? Yeah, you can take Duplos.
Duplos, yeah.
I had a lot of Duplos as a kid too. Duplos are like are Legos for like 4-year-olds, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you're still worried about choking on things, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I'm still worried about choking on things, man.
I think that's wise for you. Welcome to Drafted. I am your host, Daniel Prentice, and as always, I am joined by my dear friend, Preston Thompson. Preston, happy holidays, man. How are you doing?
I'm good, Dan. Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
What?
The click-clack on the rooftop? Christmas
No,
spirit?
No,
Christmas spirit's here.
Does Christmas spirit clickety-clack on the rooftop?
It does. It's a home invader. Christmas spirit. And I gotta tell you, it's invaded this home something pretty fierce.
Yeah?
We're feeling it here in the Thompson family household. We got the tree, got the presents out, everything's wrapped.
Do you have lights on the house?
We do have lights on the house. We're
Nice.
trying to hold up the weight for all the Grinch neighbors who don't put anything out on the house.
Yeah, get lights up. I know Lauren's huge into Halloween. I've been around your house when you've had the Halloween decorations up, which usually go up in like early September, I want to say. I wasn't sure if you guys went all out for Christmas too.
Absolutely.
That's good to hear. What are you drinking tonight, friend?
I'm drinking a hot toddy. It's if any time you're going to drink it, and I drink it all the time, but if any time you're going to drink it, wintertime is the time. It's like 28 degrees outside, so this is perfect. Warm me right up, get me feeling a little loose. Gets me ready to go.
And boy, do we love feeling a little loose around here. That's what the Drafted Pod's all about. We are joined by apparently the most Christmassy man in the United States of America. We are joined by Friggin Nerd Mike from the Friggin Nerds podcast. Mike, thanks so much for coming on in your reindeer sweater and Santa Claus hat.
Yes.
Happy holidays to you. Thanks for coming on.
Yo, happy holidays, guys. Thank you so much for bringing me on for your Christmas special. I am so jacked and so excited to be here. My reindeer sweater, he's got some sunglasses on, looking fly.
It is glorious, y'all. I wish you could see it. We'll have to take a picture and post it.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Got my Santa hat on. And speaking of Christmas decorations, I am surrounded in this room by not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 Christmas trees.
Oh
What?
Now, I would say 3 of them.
Are you outside?
I am inside, baby. 3 of them are only about 3 to 4 feet tall, but they're all scattered around the room.
That's
got our
still
big Christmas tree.
amazing.
And on the outside, everybody, listen to this. We've got about 8, I think it's 7 to 8 inflatable dinosaurs with Christmas decorations all over them.
Incredible.
Kids love it. We've got the Jurassic Park theme music playing outside, so people walking by can hear that. We've put up Christmas decor that looks like an electric fence that has a sign on it that says danger high voltage, and it's just white Christmas lights.
Oh my God.
Pictures
This is amazing.
I'll share those pictures too.
Yeah, we're gonna need those pictures.
Yeah.
It's funny because I when looking for a guest for this draft, Mario, Friggin Nerd Mario, just happened to be live on Twitch, and I was like, it would be a nice gesture to bring our show's greatest rival and enemy on as our Christmas draft guest. It's kind of
in the spirit of the season.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we could air some grievances for Festivus and bury some hatchets. But I asked, like, do you like Christmas? And he was like, yeah, I like Christmas. That's my Mario. That's my Mario.
That was perfect.
Nice.
That was
Pretty good.
Yeah, I can see him saying that. Yeah,
Sounded great to me.
Yeah, but it was clear that it wasn't his top holiday. So I was like, well, which of the Friggin Nerds loves Christmas? And he immediately was like, Mike. Mike and Britt go crazy for Christmas.
We go nuts, man. We go nuts. And a lot of it is because of the kids, but there are, I agree, there are a lot of Scrooges around this neighborhood where there's not much like up this year. And so we've got to show the spirit. We've got to make up for it,
You do. Christmas lights are one of my absolute favorite parts of Christmas. It is sad. I feel like you do see fewer and fewer people putting up every year. It does make me sad. Mike, are you partaking in any festive beverage this evening?
Oh, it's very festive. I've got a peppermint bark mocha with a little bit
Oh,
of Bailey's and a little whipped cream on top.
that
Oh my
sounds
goodness.
so good.
And
Are
it's
you kidding me?
and it's in a son of a nutcracker elf coffee mug.
Oh my God. That sounds
We-
unbelievable.
It's
We've got the right
delicious.
man for the job today, I think, Preston. We've got the right
I
man on
think
this show.
so.
That does sound absolutely delightful. Before Mike announced what he's drinking, I was going to ask, what would you guys say is the most Christmassy beverages? So what is the second most Christmassy beverage after Mike's drink tonight?
I was gonna say that's a hard sell.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know. That's pretty tough. My family just drinks whatever's usually available.
Scroungers.
Yeah, there is a such thing as a Christmas cocktail that I've had before, which I believe is a gin with some ginger beer and like some pomegranate like seeds
Okay.
inside of it with like a sprig of mint or something. It's quite good, and I think it's called like a Merry Christmas
cocktail.
or something like that. Yeah, it's up there for me.
See, I was hoping you were going to say eggnog.
I think that's like the go-to in my brain. Like when you think of holiday
Eggnog.
drinks, it's eggnog. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. See, this is why Mike is here. I am having eggnog with
To make up for my failures.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the most Christmas drink? And Preston's like inventing a fucking Christmas cocktail. It's eggnog. Of course, it's eggnog.
It's eggnog. You're right.
With a bit of rum in it. That's my,
there you
my
go.
beverage for the evening.
That
Now,
does sound pretty good.
What would have like just piqued it even more, Dap, is if you had it in the moose mug from Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
With cousin Eddie,
Yeah,
get up on.
that's true.
Yeah.
Just gone all out for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my parents, like at my parents' house, we have these really great Christmas glasses, like perfect for having eggnog. And I'm not at home for Christmas yet, so I don't have access to that. But it's the beverage that counts, right? It's the drink that counts. And I went as Christmassy as I could. I feel good about it. Preston, of course, this is the Christmas special. I think that is probably obvious by now. What are we drafting tonight?
Well, we're going to shake up the format a little bit in honor of our last show of the year 2022. We're going shopping. Each one of us has been given a $300 budget and a Target toy catalog in the form of both the Target top toy list that you can find online and the downloadable Target Black Friday / Christmas catalog if you really want to go look for yourselves. But we're going to go shopping. Same rules apply of like draft order and all that. You can't take something that's already been taken, but you are beholden to a budget of $300, which I think is going to add a layer of strategy here that should be fun.
I like it. Now, I also just want to point out that I love the fact that when I have come on to the Drafted podcast, we have done pretty unique ideas. I'm like the special friggin' nerd.
You're the
I feel
guinea
like
pig.
I am like Chris Pratt in the Lego movie. I am the special.
You are the
Friggin'
special.
Nerds podcast coming on. I got the top video games bracket that we did last time I was on.
Yeah.
Now I get a budget auction draft. I'll take it. I love it.
Oh,
It's
actually, an
not
auction
an
draft
auction
would be
draft,
tight.
but-
Yeah, an auction
Yeah.
draft would be great. Of like, who wants
And
this scooter?
Yes.
$5, $10.
We've had people suggest doing an auction draft before. Here's the problem with an auction draft for the like content of the show. It would last 3.5 hours.
Oh, yeah.
long.
Yes.
It would have to be like a 7-parter.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would take forever. But that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot that we haven't actually had you on for just a normal standard draft. I mean, this basically
love it.
is you just like
Yeah,
this
this
just caps you from getting like the 6 things that cost $300.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'll take the Nintendo Switch and the 84-inch television.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the Ferrari for my
I'll
two
take the Steam Deck. What else can I throw in there that's like a new Alienware laptop? Let's go.
Yeah. This limits us a little bit. Makes it a little more realistic, I think. Which works well.
I have a question before we get started that I think will level set.
Mhm.
Do you guys have I'm sort of thinking of like the movie Inside Out here. Do you have a core memory of a Christmas gift you got? Doesn't have to be like the earliest one you can remember, but like we're drafting, I should clarify too, for our 7-year-old selves.
Yes.
So around that age range, do you have something that really sticks out in your mind as kind of a definition of that time period?
I do, yes.
Go ahead, Dan.
For me, it was I'm pretty sure it was from Target. Target used to have these things that like were not replica in any way, but kind of like, I don't know, they were all like very stock, but they had one for every NFL team where you got a helmet, a jersey, and pants. And every NFL team had one player. And I was a big Tennessee Titans fan at the time because I loved Steve McNair.
What?
And so
I did not know this about your past step.
Yeah. So as a kid, I loved the Titans. They were the team I rooted for.
Wow.
And so my grandma got me like the full get up, and it was Eddie George. And also I think like the year before I'd gotten Madden 99 or something that had Eddie George in the cover.
He's on the cover, baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So and so like it had like the pant, like I said, the pants, jersey, helmet, and I would like I lived in a neighborhood with no other kids and other than my sister. So I'd play football in the backyard by myself and would like full get up Eddie George in the backyard. So that, and it sounds very sad, but it was like a very happy time for me as a child. I didn't feel bad about it.
Yeah. You and Russell Wilson doing solo walkthroughs.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that one really sticks out as like an all-time memorable gift. I also remember like the first bike I ever got was a pretty memorable one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Mike, what about you?
Oh yeah, I have a very specific memory. It was probably my 7th or 8th birthday, or Christmas. And I remember coming down, it was in the basement is where our tree was. I remember coming down the steps to the basement, and my dad had spent the entire night putting together this giant Jurassic Park like full play set. And it was like the archway with the doors and the electric fences. There's probably like 15 different dinosaurs and the Jurassic Park car. Like I came down to that. It was already opened and put together. And I just remember incredible. Like flipping out, man. It was so awesome to walk down the steps to that. And then another one that I had, I was a little bit older. I wanted a Dreamcast more than anything. Do you guys remember the Dreamcast? The
Dreamcast, I remember them. They were like a little before my time, like in terms of actual video game playing. But I remember them being a thing. But like them coming out would have been before I was getting.
We had a Genesis. We were a Genesis household.
Yes. So. Yeah, I went from the Genesis to the Dreamcast. I had the Super Nintendo too over time, but the I did not think I was going to get it. Like it was one of those like wasn't going to happen.
Your mom's telling you no.
Yeah,
and manage your expectations.
And she sold it. And I was like, that's fine. I'm good. And I opened that thing and it's like the best memory ever. So Dreamcast and Jurassic Park set for sure.
Were you like the Nintendo 64 kid?
Oh yeah. The kid with the box. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's freaking out.
Screaming Nintendo 64 at the top of his lungs. Preston, tell me you've seen this.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes, you had to look at your face like you didn't know what I was talking about.
No. This is my second hot toddy. I'm good.
Okay. Perfect. What about you, Preston? Do you have one?
Yeah, I have two. The first one that I think was earlier, I may have been 6. It was essentially the Batman equivalent of the Barbie dream house, where it's like the Bat Cave, but it's like 5 stories tall.
Yeah.
And there's different like prison cells for the different villains. So it came with all the action figures, and you would like put the appropriate like branded Joker stuff in the Joker prison cell. And what the best thing about it is it had a ramp that would go from the top of the bottom, from the top to the bottom, where the Batmobile would just ride down and then like shoot out the garage to go fight crime. And that was just the coolest thing
that's awesome.
I'd ever gotten.
Yeah, I wish that was in the catalog for today's draft.
I would buy it. I would straight up buy it.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Dude, that's awesome.
All right, well, yeah, now it's time to manufacture and recreate in a very commercialistic way those memories that we have. I will
say Mike is doing his in a very genuine way. He's literally recreated his favorite gift in his own front yard with the Jurassic Park.
I know. As I was saying that, I realized
it's kind of an amazing full circle thing.
Yeah, this is
giving
weird.
that joy to people.
Yeah, my 3-year-old is in love. She loves dinosaurs. So like it's perfect. It's come full circle, man.
It's a good age for dinosaurs. Like 3 to 5 to 6.
It's the coolest thing ever.
It's a good dinosaur.
You pick dinosaurs or space. Those are the 2 routes you can take.
Or you could go space dinosaurs.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. A hybrid multi-class skill tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't rule it out. Okay, our draft order for the evening, we have Mike gets the first pick. And of course, this is all per random.org, the best website in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Not a sponsor, nor is Target, unfortunately. We thought, using their catalog, they might sponsor the episode, but no dice there. Preston has pick number 2. I have the third pick. And of course, as always, snake style draft. So reverse order, uneven rounds. Guys, are we ready? Do we have anything else that we need to clarify before we get started?
I think I'm good.
So ready.
Okay, well, Mike, take it away. The first pick of the Christmas gift for 7-year-old self draft.
Yes. Yeah, so this is tough having the first pick because I have no idea where you guys are going.
Yeah.
Don't know where your brains are. I came in as I was making my list. I came in thinking I would have a strategy. And I'm going to just stick to my guns with that strategy with the first overall pick. I don't know if this should be the first overall pick, but I'm a little bit nervous. I know that DAP is a fan of this.
Yeah, damn it.
And I feel like maybe going budget early.
Yeah. Yep. I know. Listen, I can announce the pick for him. I can announce it for him.
Oh, I'm curious. Do you want to write it down? Do you want to write it down and see?
I mean, it's already written down at the top of my list.
Okay. And it's a great sale too. Like I saw it's like half off almost. I'm grabbing the Pokemon Elite Trainer box for $25.
Yep.
Out of my $300 budget.
Very nice. I was just going to let you two fight over this one. I was going to stay well out of it, but I think because Dan is coming for it hot.
Yes. Yes.
Good first choice.
Yeah. So I think honestly, it's probably towards the top of my list overall, no matter the price. I mean, you get Pokemon cards, you go nuts, especially as a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Like I'm 37 and I still freak out about it.
And you know why? It's because you get to open them twice. You just recreate that feeling 2 times over. Like, oh my God, Pokemon cards. Oh my God, what's inside?
Yep.
It's just incredible.
Pokemon cards are still my favorite gift to get.
Oh yeah, same, dude. Same.
Remember that, drafted listeners.
Yes, yes. If
we're gonna set up a PO box to just mail Daniel Pokemon
to send me Pokemon cards. Yeah, this is a really great pick, especially at the price $25. You still have so much of your budget left, and yeah, I mean, can you imagine just getting? In Elite Trainer box has, I believe, 8 packs in it. So some sets have 10. I think it's been lately. I think it's been 8 packs. Yeah, so I mean, not to get too into the weeds here, but I believe the 10 packs are usually like the Pokemon Center exclusive.
Oh yeah,
like
okay.
If you order them online from Pokemon directly, and then like the ones that you get in stores are 8 packs. If you couldn't tell, I've opened a lot of Pokemon cards over the pandemic.
Sure seems
yeah.
That was my nostalgia comfort hobby when we couldn't do anything with other people. But yeah, this is a great pick. I would take him now if I were getting gifts for myself, and definitely would get them for myself as a 7-year-old as well.
You just framed that in a way that caused so much self-reflection for me, that everybody took on a nostalgia hobby during the pandemic. Because now I'm thinking about the 48 board games I have in the room next to me, and I'm like, oh, that's what happened. Okay, I see.
Yep. Yeah, we did both.
Pick, Mike.
We did board games and Pokemon cards.
Why not?
During the pandemic, so it was awesome. I mean, the pandemic wasn't awesome, but
yeah, it was so sweet.
But hitting the nostalgia during that time was really fun.
Yeah,
good first pick there, Mike. Preston, how are you going to follow it up?
Well, I think I'm just going to go for my big ticket item.
Ooh.
Right off the bat here. And I have a strategy just like Mike. And my strategy is to do whatever the hell I want and not care about what you two think, because I'm excited about certain things on here that I know people are going to be like, wah, or you're going to think, oh, it would have been better to take this instead. No, because when you're a kid and you're given a toy catalog, I don't know if you guys ever had this experience, but like my mom would sometimes give me a catalog and a marker and just like start circling things.
Yeah,
you just start circling shit.
I knew that's where you were going.
This would be something that was circled 10 times and then like starred next to it.
Yes.
It's usually very excited to hear Penny or Target for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Toys R Us maybe came around for me a little bit.
R.I.P.
I am taking
the
rate. By the way, I'm going to read full names of these because they're often just so unbelievably absurd.
Oh yeah.
I'm taking the Razer Power Core E95 electric scooter.
Oh,
retail price $99.99. That's a big ticket item, folks.
Wait,
Trust me.
Can you read that back for me, please?
The Razor Power Core E95 electric scooter
E95
for just 2 easy payments of $49.99 can be yours. Some of my friends had electric scooters when I was growing up, and it is positively the worst feeling in the world. Like, you just feel so unbelievably outdone when you're on your Razor scooter, which is really cool. Love it. But you're like, okay, sweet, we're gonna go to the pool, or like this little spot in the neighborhood where there's a creek, and my friend's like, all right, I'll see you there, and he's just
zero,
and he's gone. Like, all right, well, in 10 minutes I'll have caught up to the rest of the group. And it's like, it just to get this as a 7-year-old would feel so empowering. What I also identify with is, as a 7-year-old, I would have no fear riding this, where today, if you gave this to me right now, I don't think I would do it willingly. I think if there was an option to drive, I would drive.
So I can relate to this really well. Micah is actually going to college next year, and so instead of walking around campus, his big present, his birthday was last week, so we kind of mixed his big present with for birthday and Christmas, and got him an electric skateboard.
Nice.
And which is
awesome gift.
Slick. He loves it. I used to skateboard like back in my day, right? And so I was like, I can do this. I'm under the weight limit. I'm not going to break this thing. Luckily, I didn't. However, I got on it and I was terrified.
It's a hand remote kind of system.
Yeah,
right?
you hold the little remote in your hands, and you kind of toggle going faster or slower. I hadn't been on a skateboard in a very long time, and that went really fast, and it was terrifying. But
I had maybe not last year actually at this point. No, summer of last year, I had an electric bike that I would take to like get around the neighborhood and stuff. Not like a motorbike, but like a bicycle that had an electric motor on it.
Yeah.
And it had a speedometer on it, and I crashed it going 31 miles an hour.
Whoa.
And I was wearing a helmet, thankfully, but I flipped over the handlebars and the helmet on the back of my head snapped, which it is supposed to do.
Yeah.
But it also mimicked what my own brain would have done. So after that, I'm pretty thrill resistant at this point. I like don't really do a whole lot of stuff like that.
Current day Preston isn't getting on the scooter, but you're totally giving it to your
7-year-old me. 7-year-old me. Oh my God, I'd be all over this thing.
Yeah, it is very cool. I mean, open that as a 7-year-old kid. One, I would question your parents and how much they care about your physical safety, but it would be
based on other gifts they got me, very little. So.
I think that's a solid pick. Yes, it does leave me though. What I had as my top pick, right there with the Pokemon cards. This is something that I loved a ton of as a kid, and it's such a surprisingly expensive thing that you don't realize as a kid. And then once you see the price tags, it's like, holy shit, why did my parents ever get me any of these? But I never got like a big, super cool set of them. And I think and hope that we all agree that if I take one specific Lego set, you don't get other Lego sets.
Oh,
wow.
So a Lego set just takes them off the board.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's fair.
That's interesting.
Okay. That's going to take quite a few of my items out. By the way, can I just say before you do this?
Yes.
People out there, I'm speaking on behalf of the 3 men on this show. It does not matter how old people like us, you know who we are. It does not matter how old we are in our lives. A Lego set at Christmas is always a good call.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just always good. Like, I get socks and underpants and a card with some cash in it, and I'm very thankful for all of it. But like a Lego set, oh, it's just for a moment there, you just sort of forget about everything else going on in your life.
Give me some Legos and some Pokemon cards as an adult, and I am a happy man.
Well, it will unsurprise you to know, Dan, that I think this is about to be a great pick, but I'm curious which one you're going to take.
Yeah, so I am going with the just the biggest and most expensive one that I see here, which is the Lego Harry Potter Shrieking Shack and Whomping Willow set. For a whopping
I saw that.
$90.
$90.
Yeah.
I saw that. It looks cool.
That is such a great pick, Dap. I actually, in this cabinet, I don't think you can see it. Oh, you can kind of see it here. There's the night bus from
that's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You definitely can see it.
So I had the Lego Harry Potter set on my list as well. So that's a good pick there, Dap.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will say some of the Lego sets on here were very appealing to me as an adult because they're sort of designed to be displayed after you're done.
Yeah.
They have the Luke Skywalker pilot helmet and the
Ooh.
Mandalorian helmet, which are like really cool because when you finish them, they're sort of like
A
they
display
belong
piece.
in Mike's
Yeah.
cabinet right behind him. Yeah.
But
I think this one as a kid, I think is
for the
ideal.
kid. Yeah.
You have a
for
lot
this-
of like
for sure.
interactive pieces and stuff. It turns into a play thing when you're done building it.
Right.
Very nice, Dan. And
Thank you.
it's a real
Thank you.
shame you get all Legos with that. But
Well,
no,
I
that's-
don't get all Legos. You just can't come behind me and get like the also Legos.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean?
I gotcha.
Yeah, no,
Can
that
I get
makes
the
sense.
off-brand Legos? The whatever they're called.
Duplos? Yeah, you can take Duplos.
Duplos, yeah.
I had a lot of Duplos as a kid too. Duplos are like are Legos for like 4-year-olds, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're
Like when you're
just
still worried
bigger,
about choking
right?
on things, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I'm still worried about choking on things, man.
I think that's wise for you. Okay, and then my second pick here, it just leaps out at me at the page that something that I would just think would probably be the coolest thing as a 7-year-old, and that is the FAO Schwartz Thunderbolt Jet X2 drone.
Damn it.
For $60.
I saw that too, man.
This
I
thing
saw
looks
that.
so tight.
Yep.
This thing looks so sick. I will say, it does look like the thing I got at least once every Christmas. It was always something. Whereas growing up, I would have Christmas, and then at about 1 o'clock, all of the family comes to our house. Like we were the host. So like all of the cousins and all the people, they had to play with my stuff, which was the absolute best. Like the ego that gave me as a 7-year-old was fabulous. But I was always get something that by the time they left was broken.
Yes.
And this does seem like the thing that you're going to ram it into a tree at Mach speed. And
My-
you're like, well, it's
My
over.
hope is that we've reached. See, we were 7, 22 years ago,
Oh.
Preston. So my hope is that in those 22 years, that stretch, that
We've
like
perfected
the toy
technology.
drones have come a long way. You know,
The
That's
flight
my hope.
patterns, you've got it down.
Yeah.
I hope so, because
And this will last at least a week and more than just one afternoon. Also, this is a clarifying question that I should have asked, but was not reminded of until now. This is just for like the best Christmas day, right? Like the excitement of when we open them, rather than like the long-term value of this Christmas for me as a child. That like I'll be playing with this, for the next 7 years of my life.
I went total excitement level.
Okay.
Like opening it up, excitement level.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
And
for sure.
I would think that those are kind of the same thing. Like you
No,
remember
but no.
that day is the best though. You're
No,
not going to
see,
still
no.
be playing with something in your 30s that you got when
No.
you were 7.
Well, not when you're no, but when you're 7 and you see this drone, you're not going to be like, oh man, that thing's going to be broken by this afternoon. When you open
Oh,
it,
Correct.
like,
no.
my god,
Yeah.
that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
Correct.
It's one of those presents where you're taking it outside before you've opened anything else.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
like, no, pause. We're doing this now.
Yes.
or your mom, if they're just like fabulous, it's like, you know what, Preston, let's plug it in so that it's charged by the
That's
time we're done
charged by the
opening
time.
presents.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Mom, that level of foresight, I'll never have it.
Yep.
Great picks back to back, Dan. And I do agree.
Thank
We're
you.
going for like hype on the day,
100%. Yes.
or like hype of the season, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to stick with my theme of just not giving a damn what anybody else tells me. This is the
Yeah,
thing
man.
I wanted when I was a kid because all my friends had them and I never got one. I don't remember like super hardcore asking for one, but it was the thing we played for when I went to other friends' houses. And I think it's a big thing for kind of a medium price. I am taking the Beyblade Burst Quad Drive Collision Nebula Beyblade Stadium Battle Set. Retail $59.49.
What a
Uh,
selection.
And this is like essentially a set of like 6 or 8 Beyblades, but most importantly, pivotally, comes with the little battle ring. So you
Yes.
can duke it out with your friends.
That's an amazing pick. So Micah and I keep bringing Micah up, but like I lived my childhood through Micah, through most of this stuff.
That's why people
fair.
have children, right?
100%, 100%.
childhoods.
We went through a couple things. I'm not going to name a few of them because some of them are on my list, but Beyblades was one of those. And we had like, I remember when I was a kid, we had like Power Ranger spinner top things that would like battle each other and stuff. But like when the Beyblades came out, dude, that was like top of the line, action packed battles with these spinner toys, and we were all in, man. We had all kinds of Beyblades around the house.
Yeah, I'm excited for in this fictional reality to finally have a set of Beyblades.
See, I never got to play Beyblades. So that's why this was on my list, because I was like, I kind of want to. They always seemed really cool.
Yeah.
And so this would have been a good gift for my past self. Also, I wanted the name of it to be on the show, so I'm glad that someone took it, even if it wasn't me.
It is the longest name on my list.
Yeah, just to repeat, it's the Beyblade Burst Quad Drive Collision Nebula Beyblade Stadium Battle Set. They have Beyblade in the name twice.
In case you forgot what it was
just
from the beginning of the name.
Yeah, because when you get 75% of the way through the title of the thing, you forget what it is, and then they remind you. It's perfect.
The marketing folks are like, hold on. You met the word quota. We have to throw it back in.
This falls under the category that I had a moment with Lauren, my wife, a couple weeks ago, where I was like, man, when I was a kid, this might spoil one of my future picks. I don't know. We're still filling it out, so you can blame me for that. But man, when I was a kid, I freaking loved tech decks. Tech decks were just the absolute best, and we used to play with them at school all the time, and I just loved them. And she sort of said to me in the car, she's like, I just Googled tech decks, and they're like $4. You can you're an adult. You have money. Just buy a damn tech deck.
Go get a tech deck.
And you know what? On the camera, these two boys can vouch. I'm holding up 2 tech decks.
Yes.
He's had them on the last several recordings.
I bought them in like a set where you like mix and match different wheels and stuff like that. And you know what? They hold up. Tech decks are still the freaking best. I am thinking, Preston.
Good job.
I'm thinking to fulfill a childhood dream, I may just go ahead and buy some Beyblades just to have them around. I think I will.
Oh man. Well, then if you get the Beyblade like battle arena though, then you can use the tech decks in the arena as like a skate park.
It's really just a good investment.
Yeah,
because you're getting 2 things for the price of 1.
I fully endorse this, Preston. I think
all right, I'll tell Lauren that, and she'll say, "Who's Mike?" And then I'll just explain it, and it'll be fine.
I'm Santa Claus. Boom.
Santa Claus said I could get some Beyblades.
Surely that episode of Drafted where we do the best video game bracket is Lauren's favorite episode. Surely.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm up back to back, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm heavily debating one of my big gifts here. And I think I've got to think about it for another second or two. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab. I'm kind of like Preston. Look, I'm coming from a nostalgic standpoint of where I don't care what the price is of this. It's another kind of budget selection compared to some of the prices, which could be okay if I'm saving some money by the end of the draft. But my favorite thing growing up was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And there is a new game that came out this year that is called the Cowabunga Collection. That is literally every Ninja Turtle game that I played as a kid in one game.
And like remastered with like some of the bugs taken out and like better progression and all that. It's an achievement.
When they announced the game, I was like, this at the top of my list of like games I'm looking forward to, only for that nostalgia factor. But yeah, it's $20. And it's a fairly new game, and it has like 9 games in one, and it's all nostalgic from my childhood. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. I'm going with that for $20.
It did occur to me for a moment as I was doing my Christmas shopping this year that my brother, who's significantly older than I am, he does not play any video games. I mean, I think he has an Oculus, but it's more for like the party factor of it. You can stick it on somebody and like have a laugh. But he does not play any video games. It occurred to me for a moment that this is so much his game when him and I were kids. Yeah. And like he would teach it to me when I was like 2.
Yep.
That it was worth buying him a Switch with just this game.
Oh man.
Which would be an unbelievable investment, but like it's that kind of thing where it's like it's for even the people who like don't do video games anymore, but they remember this this was literally in the back of our CC's Pizza that was outside our neighborhood, and we would just go play this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game all the time.
Yeah,
we spent more money in that machine than we did at the CC's Pizza.
Yep, those late 80s, early 90s arcade kids, man. These type of games that drop like this, I'm all in, man. I'm all in. I love it. Yeah, he would probably play the Switch if you got him that for sure.
I know. When I have a little more flexible income, we'll think about it. But yeah,
that is a cool lot pick to get your brother to get a Switch for your brother. Yeah.
Yes.
It's sweet though. The thought is sweet, and it's the thought that counts, as they say.
Well, I need like the little. They used to sell these back when I was a kid, like solo machines you could buy at Target that were like just one game that was installed in the controller, and then you would just plug the controller into the TV. I just need that for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like with the little stick and the 2 buttons.
Yeah.
So that may actually exist now that I say it out loud. So I'll have to do some digging.
All right, Mike, what is your third pick? You have a lot of budget left. Preston and I both have some big ticket items here, and you have only spent $45 total so far.
I have, and I think I'm gonna hold back. I think I'm gonna wait a little bit longer since you guys have spent a little bit of money.
It's smart, yeah. We can't go for the big things anymore, really.
So one thing that caught my eye on one of the lists that we're looking at, the hot toy list that Preston supplied us with, was Star Wars is huge. Everybody loves Star Wars, right? There is a replica robot from the Obi-Wan show called it's a little robot called Lola. This thing moves and talks, and I thought it floated for a second. Like it has a float mode.
It flies.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm all in on this. But it has little legs that are kind of like hard to see, but it looks like it's floating. It looks awesome. It interacts with you. It does all kinds of crazy things. There's like 3 different modes on it. My 7-year-old self would go crazy for an interactive robot like this from one of my favorite series, Star Wars. And I'm taking that as my third pick for $45.
So what is this thing called?
It is on the top toy list. Let me get the official name. Because in my notes, I just have Lola robots, Star Wars robot.
There are so many things on this list that we couldn't possibly have had all of them memorized.
Correct. Well, and some of them have crazy names, as we just saw with the
Beyblades.
Yeah. All right, here it is. It's on page 3 of that list. The Star Wars Lola 59 animatronic edition figure for $45.
I like it.
My lists aren't working right. I can't find this thing anywhere on the list that I think Preston is sabotaging me.
There you go.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna trust Mike on this. So you said it's $45.
$45. Link is
I saw this. I definitely saw
Look
this.
at the chat. Okay.
There's also like the picture like makes it look cool, but when you watch the video, that's when it sold it for me. There's a little video clip there with it, and I was like, I'm all in. Like this, the little kids playing with this robot. I'm like, done. That's me. That's me.
That is cool. All right, Preston, your third selection.
I'm really tempted to go crazy off the wall and take another $100 item and then just have like nothing.
just have $40 to work with.
Gumballs from the machine. But I think I've got to. I can't. As much as I really do want that big ticket item, I don't see enough stuff on my list that would actually be affordable enough to even effectively build out. Although, no, I think I'm good. I'll play it smart. I think I'm gonna go with an item that I, like Daniel, I'm gonna claim takes the other items of its kind off the list.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm going to go with the Nerf Elite Moto Blitz Blaster retailing for $26.99. And my proposition here is that takes other Nerf guns.
That takes Nerf guns off the board.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Good strategy.
My other question was I was thinking about if I could buy 2 of these because it would just be more fun.
Yeah, I think you could, but I mean, it would have to be a second pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want the graphic to list the same thing twice. That seems detrimental to my team. And I'm probably overthinking it, but like it is certainly more fun for you and your cousin to have Nerf blasters.
Yeah, I was picturing you just dual wielding, Preston. I thought you were wanting to dual wield. So yeah, if you're wanting to dual wield,
Lord help them.
Have to. Yes.
Forgive.
I like that idea too. This
bust the door down with the 2 guns.
I had this lined up to take with my next selection.
Nice.
I think the only problem is, while even if you take all Nerf blasters off, there's something that I think is like maybe slightly cooler, even if like not as connectable to like what we had in our childhood.
I think the established brand is going to help me in the vote. I think I know what you're talking about, but the Nerf brand. Yeah,
Nerf. Yeah, I think probably our listeners and voters will have a more established connection with Nerf as well. Nerf is pretty damn cool. So that's a very strong pick. I like it. And now I have the final pick of the first half of the draft, and I'm going to go board game here. I have always loved board games now, love board games as a kid. And this is a board game that I've not actually played. And technically its suggested age is above 10. It's 10 and up. But
because we're not going to get M-rated games on the Xbox without mom knowing.
Listen, if you're getting M-rated games for your 7-year-old self,
get the hell out.
I worry. I'm
playing Halo the day it comes out. I put Halo in like a Madden 04 box or whatever it was, and oh my god, they were not.
Did you really? When you were 7 years old? No, I don't think the Xbox was even out when you were 7. Would have been like when we were 10 or something.
I suppose you're right, but I was a little swindler.
That's still a little young, yeah. For in my parental opinion. But yeah, so I am going to take Disney Villainous for $17.
This is the board game to take if you take any of the board games.
Yeah.
Especially drafting for a younger version of yourself.
Right.
And this game gets good. I have also not played it despite me having played an unbelievable amount of board games. Yeah. But it gets really good reviews and praise. And there's like a lot of different little expansions you can get to it too. So like I like this pick. I think this makes sense.
I think more importantly for drafting, people know it. People know that game
for sure.
Even if we haven't played it, but I totally know it. And I've heard great things about it. So that was smart. I like it.
And crucially, it's Disney. So it's going to be a hit for like a 7-year-old kid. You get to play as your Disney villains and yeah. So kind of like with the Nerf, you get the name recognition. And yeah, it's just supposed to be like an actually objectively very good board game.
Yes, I will say rules wise. I don't know what you were doing when you were 7, but rules wise, having looked at reviews for it way in the past, it seems a little heavy. It seems like you may have a little bit of trouble. But your other choices were like Catan. So like
if it's 10 and up, I mean, I think when I was 7, my brain was at probably the level of like your average 10-year-old.
Wow.
I wasn't
Everybody
gifted.
Move out of the way.
I wasn't gifted, and I was a board game kid. I played a lot of board games. I think there would have been a learning curve, but I think I would have had no problem.
What were the board games you played when you were a kid?
I mean, like the classics.
Monopoly and Life and stuff.
Yeah, and like
Trouble,
Chutes and Ladders, and
I gotcha.
Like younger Candyland was probably the first board game I played when I was like 4 or something. But yeah,
gotcha.
we've played board games my entire childhood. We played like Scene It was a pretty popular one. I was playing like Trivial Pursuit and Pictionary with my family at that age. So I was playing real adult board games.
So gotcha. you have the experience for the heavy rules is what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm not just your average run-of-the-mill 7-year-old,
You have the resume to pick
my
up
fault.
This as a 7-year-old.
My fault.
Yeah, give me some credit here, man. That does bring the first half of the Christmas gifts for our 7-year-old selves draft to a conclusion. Mike so far has the Pokemon Elite Trainer box, which Pokemon cards effectively, the Cowabunga collection, and the Star Wars Lola figure for a total of $90 so far. So still a lot of operating room for Mike on his end.
Preston, a lot of room, guys.
Yes, you do. You're going to be able to make some big purchases in the second half. Preston has the Razer Power Core E95 electric scooter, the Beyblade Burst Quad Drive Collision Nebula Beyblade Stadium Battle Set and the Nerf Elite 2.0 Moto Blaster for a total of $187. And then I have the Harry Potter Lego set, the FAO Schwartz Thunderbolt Jet X2 drone, and Disney Villainous for a total of $167. So many more decisions to make for our 7-year-old selves in the second half of the draft after a quick breather. Preston, did you hear?
What?
The Drafted podcast, they have merch now.
Oh my God, I love those guys. They're great.
They're pretty great. Which one's your favorite, would you say?
Well, Daniel, because Daniel's never ruthlessly offended a group of people on accident. So definitely Daniel.
Oh, I kind of like Preston more myself. That Daniel guy, he seems like a little stuck up. But I think one thing we can all agree on is how great the Drafted merch is.
Mm-hmm. I'm wearing it right now. It's very comfy. I feel taller. I feel slimmer.
Yeah.
I feel like I could run a sub 4.840 now, which is like pretty good, I would say.
You look great, better than usual even.
Oh,
but yeah,
thank you.
You also, there's stuff you don't have to wear. There's stickers and stuff you put drinks in, which is great. I know you love what is it? What's that drink you like?
All of them?
No, you know the one.
A hot toddy.
Yeah, that's the one. They got sweaters, hoodies, shirts. What more could you want from a merch store, you know? You can get all of it at draftedpodcast.creatorspring.com. Okay, we are back for the second half of the Christmas gift draft, and I have the first pick here of the 4th round. And I alluded to this a little bit. I won't elongate the suspense. This was the other gun game that I had my eye on. It's a little cheaper, and crucially, it comes with 2 guns. So I will have someone to play with. It is the Laser X Revolution laser tag, which seems so fucking cool. I would play with it now. If someone wants to get me that now, I would absolutely have a blast with it. But I think as a 7-year-old, I would love it even more.
You have a theme developing with your team.
Oh,
which is stuff that looks tight and then doesn't work once you take it out of the box
after a week.
I got like 2 of these things growing up, and they never worked. Like,
Dude,
we could never get it dark enough where they would actually work. Or like even the battery of the gun would die like 2 minutes into playing, and you have to switch it, and then it would die again. So like,
or the sensor wouldn't pick up where you're hitting.
Maybe you're right, Dan. Maybe they have about this? Gotten the technology.
Yeah. There was a huge breakthrough a couple years ago in Laser X Revolution laser tech technology. It was like all over like all the scientific magazines.
They managed to collide 2 atoms at astronomical speed.
Yeah, the Hadron Collider. They came across.
They're like really infinite energy source or improving Laser X
breakthrough Laser X Revolution laser tag technology.
American scientists, huge breakthrough with this.
My first ever job was at a laser tag arena when I was
8
years old. And we had the really, really fancy shit in there. Yeah. And it didn't even work.
Yep.
So like in concept, I think this is awesome, but I don't think it ever actually works like it says it does on the box.
But when you open that bad boy up though, that's the thing. That's the excitement level.
It is really cool.
Man, you got the drone too, right?
Yeah.
Dude. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is
attach a laser pointer to the drone. And now you've got airstrike capability in your laser tag game.
Now you're thinking. See, now you're at Space Dinosaurs, Preston.
That's right.
Now you're at Space Dinosaurs.
Dinosaur level.
Wow. I do like the pick, Dan, because like as a 7-year-old, this is like,
you're gonna lose your mind.
Really incredibly cool. Yeah, it is very cool.
Yeah, that was good.
And was also on my list. I was probably gonna take it had you not. Okay. All right. I'm going to take this is another really fun name to say. For $44.99, I'm going to take the Monster Jam Ramp Champ Grave Digger RC truck.
Oh, man, Gravedigger, man.
No.
As a
Yeah, I'm very
7-year-old.
excited about this.
How much was this one? Sorry.
$44.99.
Oh, good price. It's a solid
I'm
price.
running it a little.
You're
tight,
getting
though.
thin.
Yeah.
Getting a little thin.
As a 7-year-old, though, I was obsessed with Bigfoot and Gravedigger. So, like, I'm loving. That's a solid pick, man. That's a solid pick.
So these things have names.
The monster trucks? Oh yeah.
Dude.
They had like a storyline and everything.
Wait.
Sunday,
Okay. So these are like the real monster trucks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. If you go to
Yes,
like
yes,
Monster Jam, these are the monster.
This is
trucks
a replica of a Monster Jam series.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
That I get to have now in my backyard.
Can I draft a full monster truck?
This is also just the best too, because like RC cars are again one of those things that are like, I got an RC car Ferrari. It's like, oh, this thing's really cool. But then you like run it in the mailbox and it breaks. The monster truck though, those things are durable.
I'm going to do you a solid here, Preston, because I am seeing the Monster Jam Ramp Champ Gravedigger RC truck listed in the Black Friday deals.
Yes.
At $22.49
For sale, baby.
Yeah.
Holy hell, that's a deal.
So you're getting half off.
Yep.
Okay.
I found a couple items where I was like, oh, what's on sale in the Black Friday one?
Yeah.
Now we've got room to grow. Thank you, Dap. I appreciate that. And that's a good spirited drafter right there.
Never
folks,
you can never say I'm not a generous friend on this show.
Not on this episode. That's for sure.
All right. So yeah, this I don't think is one that I would have gone for my 7-year-old self, but I 100% acknowledge that it's going to do big things for a lot of people. So
yeah, at the end of the day, it's an RC car and it's a really durable one at that. And that's cool.
Yeah.
It does flips and shit.
Love it.
That's their tagline at the end of their commercial on Nickelodeon. It does flips and shit. All right, Mike.
All right.
Back-to-back picks.
Look, we're talking about an RC car that you can drive. I was totally about to draft something you could ride that is a car. And this isn't my official pick because I just saw the recommended ages and I would be way overweight for this.
It's real small.
Yeah.
It's for like 2 to 3 year olds.
Yeah, I saw it too. Were you gonna do the train or the car? Because both got me excited, and I was like, oh wait, the kid riding that is teeny tiny.
I was gonna draft the Fun Park Racer bumper car, and mainly because it's also on sale for $100 in the Black Friday paper. However, I just looked at the recommended ages and it's ages 2 to 4. So a 7-year-old probably too big for it.
A little bit too big.
And I'm a little bummed because that was going to be fun to follow up the RC car to actually get something to ride. So I'm going to do my backup option. This is going to be one of my bigger purchases. It is something to ride. It is something that's a little bit more, I think it's a little bit more hip with the kids these days than an electric scooter. And that is the Jetson light up hoverboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is for a 37-year-old man, a dangerous selection.
Not something you want around.
Yeah, correct. Correct. And so, but for my 7-year-old self, would absolutely love this. And that was a $90 light up hoverboard. Feeling pretty good. We need to discuss this. This is something that I'm surprised did not come up on this show. I think this is a good, yes, I think this is a good pick.
When would it have come up before?
That's what I'm curious about, Preston.
It wouldn't have, but it's a ridiculous thing to have a strong opinion about, as I do. So that, those are the things that usually come up in the show.
Fair.
Where did they get off calling these things hoverboards?
Oh, that is a great question.
Who do you think you are?
Where is Marty McFly? Where is Marty McFly in this?
They're not fully on the ground at all times.
All right.
You're always in contact with the ground.
Here's the thing then. No preparation. Gut instinct. Come up with a better name for it. 3, 2, 1, ready, go.
Wheelie board.
Bi-wheel.
A wheelie board.
Okay, Mike's going wheelie board. 2 votes for wheelie board. I will say wheelie board is better than what I came up with in that split second. So yes, you win. Congratulations.
Oh.
No,
that's a good point. Like a name, but hoverboard, like when you think of hoverboard though, you don't think of that.
No.
So
Yeah, for sure.
I agree. Yeah, it's a poor name.
Contact the
Dumb.
Better Business Bureau.
If you would like to join the class action suit against the inventors and namers of the hoverboard, contact us at draftthepod@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Our lawyers will
it's
get in touch
my
with you.
money and I need it now.
Oh,
But no,
man.
I think this is a really strong pick, Mike. I definitely had it on my list. I think, you know, I ultimately went for the Legos over it because I think it's just a more rational choice for a 7-year-old. Giving something like this to a 7-year-old,
You're asking for it.
yeah. I mean, you're asking for a trip to the emergency room. The 7-year-old, of course, doesn't care about that, and that's what this draft is about.
Not at all. Not at all.
So yeah, I definitely think this is a very strong pick.
I will say also a very indoor toy. And most of my like childhood toy memories were associated with like outside, which is fine, but it's a very indoor toy. So especially if you live somewhere up like north or something where there's gonna be like 2 feet of snow outside, this might be the thing on Christmas where
You don't think you're taking this? You know, these things going outside.
I personally do not think so, but maybe I'm wrong. I did see people riding them around in college there for a while, and then they started exploding. So,
I forgot about
Whoa, the hoverboard exploded.
There was a massive trend that these would explode, especially like down south where it was like really hot,
super hot. Yeah,
and some of our students would take some of my colleagues at University of Alabama would take them from class to class, and it's real hot. It's flat, so you can get going pretty fast on something like that. And they would just like blow up. There was a year where like all of the football players had them or something, and then they all immediately got rid of them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm also just now seeing that this thing has a Bluetooth speaker built into it.
Oh yeah, baby.
Dude, what? So you could be riding down. So we do take our Penny has a hoverboard, and she does take this outside quite often and rides around in it.
How old is Penny?
She's 12. So picture yourself riding around on this thing with your theme music playing in the neighborhood as you're driving around.
Pretty good.
Well, so here's the thing, because is it cool? Because my vision of it is that it's going to be shitty ass Bluetooth speakers that you cannot hear as you're like going 5 miles per hour down the road, and definitely no one else can hear it.
Dap, it's not even that you can't hear it, it's that you can never connect to it fully. It just keeps disconnecting constantly.
Why are you taking shots at Penny here, Dab?
I'm not taking shots at Penny. I'm taking shots at the makers of hoverboard, which you now know I have a huge beef with.
Yes,
massive.
Now hers does not have a Bluetooth speaker in it though, so I won't take that to heart about the criticism of that one. Yeah. So
yeah, no, I hope Penny absolutely cherishes her time on the hoverboard. I'm sure she has a blast on it.
We've yet to go to the emergency room in a couple of years too, so that's good.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood, Mike. My God.
Yes, please.
Okay, that's a really solid pick. What is your follow-up selection?
All right, so I'm going to combine 2 humongous names into my next selection. That look, you guys have taken Legos off the board completely. You've taken Nerf guns completely off the board. I would like to take Hot Wheels tracks completely off the board.
Yeah,
with my Mario Kart Hot Wheels track.
Which one?
The $54 one on page 34 of the brochure.
Got it.
Because there was one that was very pricey, and towards the
top
it
looked
of
cool.
Like a $90 one, right?
It had Rainbow Road.
It's Rainbow.
Awesome.
It's Rainbow Road.
It's $119.
$119. Wow.
Yeah, it's a little scary. It's at the top of my list for price, but I was like, okay. Plus, I get the Hot Wheels name mixed with Mario Kart for $54. I feel like it's a good selection overall for votes.
Yeah, that's a strong selection. Now, I was never into the Monster Jam, like the big RC cars, but I did have a ton of Hot Wheels.
Yeah, me too.
And tracks for Hot Wheels and stuff. So
we had a great driveway for Hot Wheels. We would like race them down the driveway. That was the best.
Man. I also had an electric track where you can like power up the cars and then race them. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Did it have like the controller, like the gun controller? You could like pull it. Oh yeah, man. I had one of those
I
too.
think that's how it worked. Or no, yeah. I know what it was. It was like on the track, and you would like flip up a thing to get your car to go into the pit station. Yes. And then you would like push down on it and charge it up there. Yes. And then once you like charge it up, as long as you let it go again, and it would go. Right.
Yep.
So it wasn't the gun that memory.
I remember
surging back into. into my brain.
I like it.
But yeah, powered vehicles, little mini vehicles, always fun for a 7-year-old boy. That's a great choice, Mike.
100%. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Of course.
I love when you talk up my picks, man. I love it.
I have to say, this is going to be tough to pick like a best one at the end. I think.
Yes.
I think we're all doing pretty well here.
Yeah.
But fortunately, this is right around the time where Preston usually goes completely off the beaten path and makes us all scratch our heads and
I'm gonna blow it.
So, Preston, what do you have up your sleeve this time around?
Well, briefly, I want to mention that Shane Chen is the inventor of the hoverboard. If you want to direct your anger more directly there, Dan. Shane Chen, born in 1956. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, older gent.
Yeah, wow. That's a lot older than I would have thought.
Are you able to tell me how much money I have left?
Yes. Okay, 160 plus we'll say plus another 50. So you have $90 left.
I have $90 left.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take something that I must say as an adult doesn't excite me very much. But had this technology existed when I was a kid, I would have lost my damn mind. Because it takes my favorite game and it puts it into the real world. And I'm going to argue that this does not fall under Mike's track amendment. And I'm going to take Mario Kart Live Home Circuit.
Ooh,
if you are not aware of what this is Mario Kart. It comes with physical carts and you build the track in your own living room, garage, outside, whatever, and you drive through the track using a switch. I'm not even like fully sure how it works.
But you control actual physical cars?
You control actual physical cars driving through a track that you made using little household objects and little barriers, and you're racing people and you're essentially doing like time trials. I think there's like some version of items in it where you can like slow down the other RC cars, something like that. It is tight. It is so cool. I love it. I'm very excited.
Still say tight?
I did when I was 7.
Yes.
If mom got me Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, I'd be like, Mom, this is tight. This is tight.
Yeah, no.
And then I wouldn't get to play with it because I used to swear.
No, that would be interesting if we had to finish the podcast
but just
off
like
we were 7-year-old selves.
I'm thinking about if we take this exercise literally. I was spending my time as a 7-year-old playing like Mario Kart 64. The idea that this would translate Mario Kart 64 into like my dining room would legitimately blow my mind. Like there's cameras on the cars and that's how you like drive them around. It would just, oh my God. I'm really like, if you take this literally, if you're getting this as a 7-year-old, this is amazing to me.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. What was the price on it, Preston?
$59.99.
Yeah, it's
which is usually a full video game price, but it comes with like physical stuff, so it's not a bad deal for it.
I just looked at how much remaining budget I had, and I have $64, and that would have been probably
right in the sweet spot,
last
baby.
That would have been perfect. And so I'm really mad that you took that, man. Really mad.
Mm-hmm.
Great pick.
Yeah, that does seem fun. That does seem rather fun for someone in that age bracket. Okay, now I am at my final selection here. And I think I am going to fill out my remaining budget just about perfectly. Let me find the name of this thing. So I mentioned that one of my standout memories for my Christmas gifts in my real life was my first bike. And they have, so I think 7, when you're at 7, you're probably a little past first bike stage, but they have this very cool looking Strider Sport 12-inch balance bike. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it looks cool. And basically it's just like a cool sporty looking bicycle for $80. So I'm taking that with my 5th pick.
Is it like a 3-wheeled machine or
no? It's 2.
I'll give a little bit of background on this.
Oh, Mike knows this.
And yep. And this may actually hurt your pick. So,
oh no.
Unfortunately, so the balance bike is used for those that are moving from their training wheels to a regular bike to help get their balance down. So they walk.
Oh,
with the
okay.
bike.
I'm not taking this. I'm not taking this.
So I mean, 7-year-olds.
Oh yeah, there's not pedals on it, are there?
Yeah, there's no pedals. You walk with the bike. We've got one for Willa.
Oh God. Okay. Okay, I'm not taking this. I'm not taking it anymore.
I think I'm willing to give Dan a mulligan here.
Okay,
considering
mulligan that.
And it's also really hard. You could see this in the catalog and be like, oh, that's like a bike. And
it looks like a damn bike.
It's only about 2 feet tall. It's like real small.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Okay. Audible.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to audible. I'm gonna have to audible real quick.
We'll allow it.
Thank you. Okay. Is it lame if I also go with a Cars set here?
No.
Okay.
No,
okay.
not at
Okay.
all.
Well then I am going for. But now we're just all gonna have the same thing.
Ooh.
The same what?
I mean, we're all effectively gonna have the same thing. I'm looking here at the Disney Pixar's Cars Ultimate Florida Speedway track.
I don't have a track. I have the Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Very different.
Okay, well, I'm taking it then. I don't think I liked Cars even as a 7-year-old, but basically this is exactly that, like that powered kart track where you right. Power up the cars and they actually zip around the track, which is just a very fun thing when you're a kid, and that's $74.39.
Pretty good.
I like it. Yeah, no, I like that. Cars was huge for my kids around that age. So definitely a solid pick for a 7-year-old to get that set for sure.
And I just the Zoomy cars are so fun. I remember hating setting up the track and or more so I ended up having to put the weight track away. But having to clean up after you've had fun is the worst thing. But so that's what I'm going with, because that just was always a very fun thing to play with as a kid. And then I'm going to zoom back here. I have about right around $20 left. So I am going to go the video game route here, I think, which is maybe a little lame. It's not really a proper toy, but I'm going to go ahead and go with what I think, well, it's rated T for teen, which means I would not have been allowed to play it as a 7-year-old, but I'm buying for myself. I'm giving myself Marvel Spider-Man. Which I think would really hit the note.
For yeah.
Well, you just got Mario's vote from our show, so 100%. That's like his favorite game. So
that's a good choice, Dan.
That is good. That is good.
I think I was leaning too much into the Nintendo side, and it didn't occur to me that I could get like an actual giant AAA open world superhero game, which would have absolutely rocked me as a little kid. Yeah, I mean, like I remember playing the original Spider-Man for like PlayStation. I think I had it on PlayStation 2 maybe, and then Spider-Man 2 back then, and that shit was crazy. Yeah. The fact that you could play this at 7, oh man, everybody's coming to your house.
Yep. Yeah, 100%.
I'd like to think so.
You got the drone, you got the teen game. Like this is crazy.
Yeah, I feel good about it.
I like it.
All right, Preston, it's time for your final selection.
I have a bunch of stuff on here that I could go with. I'm tempted to go video game as well, but I feel like I sort of have that covered with the Mario Kart Live theme, so I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to stick with my heart. And I'm going to go with the Tech Deck Neon Mega Park X Connect Creator Set.
What a late pick there.
Which is another mouthful. But like I literally alluded to it, and it still fell to me in the 6th round. So it sort of felt like destiny that I had to take it.
It was on my
list. It comes with like a little skate park thing that's got like a grind rail and a ramp and stuff like that. And I've got this and the Beyblades, and I'm just living well.
Which again can be this full like skate park. You can just set up with the Beyblade arena and everything. It's perfect.
I'm gonna send the Beyblades off the ramp. Yeah.
It was on my
exact name for it one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the Tech Deck Neon Mega Park X Connect Creator Set.
Hey, at least they didn't throw their name in there twice.
They should have.
Yeah,
They need to
yeah,
step
they
up their
definitely
game with
should
the
have.
Beyblades.
I forgot who made it by the end.
Yeah, that was on my list as well. Because I had already picked things in the $20 range. I kind of went away from it. But yeah, that's a good pick, man. Good pick.
Thank you. I'm feeling so good about my list. It's like making me happy just looking at it.
Right?
And Mike, it's now
Well-
time for the final selection of the Xmas gift draft.
I'm kind of in the same boat as Preston. I've got a ton of stuff on my list that I would 100% love to get with my remaining money. I have $66 left, I believe, somewhere in that around that dollar range.
I'm gonna trust you.
And I'm looking at some of the things that I would really like, and there a lot of the things on my list are around the $30 mark. And look, I want to spend. I want to make it as close to the 300 mark as I can. I want my bang. I want the bang from a buck, right?
Get
I
that
don't wanna-
back.
Of course.
I don't want to leave $30 on the table.
Absolutely not.
So one of the things I was looking at was a mega fort, a 7-year-old purchasing a mega fort. It's on page 33 of this Target brochure.
I'm looking now. I missed this.
It is only $30, so it is not my selection. But
I
it
also
was-
had my eye on that, and that also seems to me like a thing that's maybe for younger kids than 7.
could be.
It looks
Could-
pretty cool.
Yes. So that was up there. I don't know if any of you guys played Bakugan, but that was
No.
before Beyblades. There's these little balls that you can like roll onto these magnetic cards, and they pop open with power levels. It's like a mix between Pokemon and Beyblades, and
Yeah,
all those-
I did see that in this catalog. I did catch my. I feel like I remember the name of it, but I don't know if I've ever played with it.
yeah, big anime stuff like that. That was on my list, but it's only 28, and so I'm like, no, I'm going in. I'm going
Go all
all
out.
in. I found, and this is coming full circle, I found a Jurassic World Dominion Epic Battle Pack for $64.
I did see these. This is basically just a collection of action figures, but they look awesome.
Yep, it comes with 3 different dinosaurs and the leading lady from the first set of movies. I forgot her name off the top of my head, but they have like
Laura Dern.
Laura
Yes.
Dern, yep.
yes, and they've got all kinds of like action, moves you can do with them as they fight. For $64, that puts me $2 under budget. I've spent almost all of my money, and I'm very happy that I closed it out with a Jurassic World dinosaur toy.
That's pretty good. I like that set. Yeah.
Do
that's a
they
cool one.
fight each other, or are they just action figures?
They,
Well, you use something called your imagination, Dan.
yeah. I
I don't know if you had it when you were a 7-year-old playing
No.
Settlers of Catan, but the rest of us had to settle our own villages and our
Well, I just they're calling it a battle pack.
They have battle maneuvers, so you
Oh.
can like turn the tail of the T-Rex and it like chomps down on stuff.
All right,
So-
this is entirely. I think this is a good pick. I mean, we talked about how much kids love dinosaurs, and Mike is the only one who's gone the dinosaur route. But
I would like to also add, I'm looking at photos of
please.
this now. This is adding to my selection here. There is some sort of computer chip that this kid
Yeah,
is putting into the
I'm
back
seeing
of
this
the
as
T-Rex.
well.
I'm sorry.
wait,
This was totally unexpected. I totally would have bought this without knowing.
Wait,
all
do they
have
like?
computer chips? I think they might move on their own.
Oh my God, they move.
They do battle.
They
There
battle.
we go. Download the free Jurassic World Facts app. It looks like you can connect to the app and
Oh,
like,
okay, you've lost me now. It has an app. I'm out.
oh no.
I'm out on this pick.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
No, I mean,
I think there's only one
damn
solution
cool.
to this. I'm just gonna buy it and I'll report back later.
It is odd that it's Laura Dern though, and not the
I was thinking
like
the
Bryce
same
Dallas
thing.
Howard from
Yeah, the newer. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's the new set. It's
Why
Jurassic
is-
World.
What do you do with a small action figure of Laura Dern? Like if you
Oh,
take
the-
away all the dinosaurs, you just have a weird action. She's not even like in costume. She's just
100%.
wearing a shirt and jeans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not even Laura Dern's character in Jurassic World. It's just literally Laura Dern.
Oh my god!
And she
So
she
he's
gets
taking
no,
a collection of 3 dinosaurs and Laura Dern.
she gets no computer chip. She just
No.
sits there motionless while being devoured by the
You
the
know what would have
programs
been?
of the T-Rex.
You know what would have been better instead of Laura Dern? They should have just put the goat from Jurassic Park that the T-Rex eats.
Oh my god, yes.
That would have made way more sense here. It's just, it's just bait.
Better than that, the first guy that dies in Jurassic Park.
The guy in the
who's
toilet?
in the toilet, yeah.
Oh man, that would have been great.
Better.
But no, yeah. So I have some sort of electronic battle set with my dinosaurs. So I'm down.
Discovering what they do is going to be half the fun.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. The 7-year-old's gonna absolutely love that.
Guaranteed, someone is going to get that for Christmas this year, and then like 6 months later realize that they like move.
There's a computer bit to them. Yeah,
They're going to lose it.
Pretty cool though. I mean, that I would like to see how they go for sure. Definitely would be sick opening them. At least. And that is the final selection of our Christmas gifts for our 7-year-old selves draft. That means the final teams are as follows. Mike has the Pokemon Elite Trainer box, the Cowabunga collection, the Star Wars Lola figure, the Jetson light up hoverboard with the Bluetooth speaker, the Mario Kart Hot Wheels track, and Jurassic World Battle Pack. Preston has the Razor Power Core E95 electric scooter, the Beyblade Burst Quad Drive Collision Nebula Beyblade Stadium Battle Set. How to get that full name in there one more time. The Nerf Elite 2.0 Moto Blaster, the Monster Jam Champ. I can't read my own handwriting. Champ truck. And it was a specific truck, but that I don't think
Grave Digger.
It
does matter. It has an established brand.
Yes.
Perhaps that matters to some, or indeed, perhaps many. The Mario Kart Live Circuit and the Tech Deck Neon Magic Park. Mega Park.
The Tech Deck Neon Mega Park X Connect creator set, you buffoon.
Yeah, sorry. I wasn't going to write it all the way down that one again. You already got the Beyblade thing in there, okay?
So quick question real quick, because I'm the one that makes the graphic for our drafts on Friggin Nerds.
Yes.
Who makes the graphic for this?
That'd be me.
I am, dude. You've done yourself a very large
I got
task of being
plans.
able to fit these
fitting these titles
into
in
this graphic. Yeah, because
I got plans. Don't you worry.
Hey, just be sure to change the name of this one from the buffet.
Oh my god, yeah, I've been tweeting the same name of our drafts for multiple weeks now.
Oh no.
Yeah, in the graphic. I didn't even notice.
Whoopsie
I like
daisies.
put it. It's on our YouTube video. It's on our like graphic poll, and it's tied. I didn't notice. I like caught a teeny tiny typo, but did not catch the big title.
It's
being
true.
from the
He did
previous
respond to me
episode.
and said I spelled something wrong, but not the headline.
Yeah, didn't get the headline.
That's awesome.
And then of course, my team to conclude, I have the Harry Potter Lego set, the Whomping Willow and Shrieking Shack set, the FAO Schwartz Thunderbolt Jet X2 drone, Disney Villainous the board game, Laser X Revolution laser tag, the Disney Cars Ultimate Speedway track, and Marvel Spider-Man for the PlayStation. We have so much more to discuss. We'll do so in just a moment.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite host here to ask you on behalf of the Appin Podcast Network, our parent network, to go check out some of their other shows. I'm partial to the Georgia Politics Podcast. I'm a host there every week. We play games at the end of every episode, trivia, great way to stay in touch with local issues going on here in Georgia, but we also touch on national things too. Would really appreciate if you come give us a listen. Check out everything the Appin Podcast Network has going on at appinmedia.com, APPENMEDIA.com.
Okay, so usually I ask what the worst pick was first. Or no, do I? I don't even remember. I don't remember what I do because we've been taking a break from the show. We apologize for that. But hopefully you're enjoying this episode so far. We've already alluded to it a little bit. We've talked about it. So I want to ask this first this time. What were some things that you guys had on your list that you ended up not picking for whatever reason? I think there's a very obvious reason for this draft since we had a budget. I can go first. The one thing that I had on my S tier list was a basketball hoop.
Yes.
which is
Yes.
something I always wanted as a kid, never had, would have to like go play at someone else's house to.
Surprisingly cheap too, considering it's a legit basket, not like a toy thing you attach to the door.
Yeah, no, yeah,
it's
like an
basketball hoop.
actual
Full-
basketball hoop. But
full
it was
hoop,
like,
yeah.
What was it,
100
130?
190 was what
190.
I saw, which what is like nearly 2/3 of the full budget. So I couldn't justify doing it for just one pick.
No, you have to get creative.
Yeah, but that was like the one big thing that I really would have liked to have taken.
I was similarly looking at the ESPN 2-player
Yo,
arcade
that's what
basketball game.
Mm.
That
Preston,
thing looked
that's
so
it.
cool, but it's
Yep.
$100. And it was the thing when I mentioned earlier in the draft, and I said, I may just take another $100 item and leave myself with like $20 to figure out. That was what I was thinking about. Is like, can I really afford to do this? And
Yeah.
I would have had
Yes.
to take like, a bunch of smaller things. Real quick, I also had Mario Party Superstars.
Yep,
That was a
that
big
was on
Mario
my list
Party
as
guy.
well.
But I got Mario Kart Live Circuit, so I kind of went away from it. Black Panther Battle Claws.
Yes, they
Tight
light
as
up.
hell.
Yes.
They're like this generation's Hulk hands, but they're like
Yep.
sophisticated somehow. It's
Yes.
amazing. A Batman action figure pack, which would have been pretty similar to Mike taking the Jurassic Park folks. And then if desperate, I had two things that were under $10. One not so bad, which was the National Geographic Build Your Own Volcano Kit, which is actually
Ooh.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's $8.50.
Is that really what that was? I just saw National Geographic and I was like, oh, they put the magazine in the.
No, it's a build your own volcano kit for
Yeah, I'm seeing it now.
$8.50, which is
That actually is
sweet.
pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
And then if I really got desperate, I was gonna get 2 bags of Doritos for $10.
Oh man.
If you took Doritos, I think you would have had to lose the draft by default.
Oh my god.
I just think it'd be cool to have 5 gifts and be like, and while
then a-
enjoying your gifts, here are 2 giant bags of Doritos.
But can you imagine though opening a bag of Doritos as a kid, like as a Christmas, it was like wrapped under the tree? That would be so disappointing.
I do not think so. I think it'd be amazing.
It depends if there
You're not
are.
when you're 7 years old, you're not in charge of anything. Have you ever seen these like TikToks where like a 5-year-old gets like a banana and they're like, oh, this is my banana.
5-year-olds.
The very idea that they like own something
Yes.
is amazing. And I think I would still feel that way at 7 with like, we're giving you junk food, Preston, and you can eat it whenever you want. It's yours.
Can we
It
all
had-
agree?
Oh, go ahead.
Before we've interrupted Mike twice now, and I apologize. For
No,
that,
you're
but
good. You're good.
I need to get that off. Can we agree that 5-year-olds should not be put on TikTok?
Oh yes, 100%.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
This has come up with the really huge one recently was the it's corn kid,
Yes.
and all like
Oh yes, yes.
and all I can think of anytime I see it is like this kid who will be an adult and live a full life as like a real human being will never ever 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 shake this their entire
No.
life, and I feel so bad for that kid.
And while
Yes.
that thing is potentially like cute, it could just as easily happen for something that's not.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
something could be more nefarious for sure. But just
Yes.
anytime I see like it just feels so I don't know, just taking advantage of kids' cuteness for your own.
I agree.
kind
Agreed.
of clout, it
Agreed.
makes my skin crawl.
That's
There-
why on the
there's-
TikTok drafted account, we never do that.
There are a lot of Penny watches like a lot of you. This is years ago too. Watch a lot of like YouTube channels that are families on YouTube that I've
Yeah,
always thought
yeah.
the same thing. The kids are there in the background.
Those are really like gross too. They're like
yes.
they have like clickbaity. We're like, oh, I spent $10,000 on
Yes.
V-Bucks. Wait until my mom finds out, and it's like
Yeah,
clearly
they're-
like staged, but like they're doing it for content, and it's just like really gross.
Yeah.
And the kids are super young.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. I'm glad we all agree on that.
100%.
That makes me feel good. All right,
Yes.
Mike, what's your
The only
Did
thing
you
I
think
was gonna
somebody
add-
was going to really stand up for the fact
Right.
that
We
we
all
should
know.
have
Five-year-olds,
fucking content creators? All right, sorry, go ahead, Mike.
I will say to Preston's point about the chips, especially Doritos, you have to pair it with Mountain Dew at 7 years old.
Absolutely.
If
Are you-
it's
so-
paired with Mountain Dew and it's wrapped under the tree, I'm all in.
Because the real gift there
Really?
is the agency. It's the
Yes.
idea that you do whatever
This-
you want with this.
This is my 12 pack of Mountain Dew. Like
Because I
would-
can tell you, I would go put them in my room. I would
Oh, yeah,
I would take those.
100%.
They're
This-
not staying in the pantry. These are my
Yes.
Doritos. They're staying
Yes.
upstairs.
Yep. Can I get a mini fridge, please? Because for my 112 pack. So I definitely was eyeballing that ESPN arcade basketball game. 100%. Because I saw the basketball hoop, thought the same thing. I saw the price and I was like, oh, $100, I could get an indoor arcade basketball. Totally down for that.
Right.
Then I also saw the table tennis, ping pong table.
Yeah, ping pong, so cool. Always great.
Again, price wise, it's tough to get, you know, all of these things that we're talking about. Also saw the Black Panther claws and immediately thought, I'm a little bit older than you guys, immediately thought about the Power Ranger gloves that you that had the button in them that would make the punch sound when you would press the button down. And I would have that, and I had the RIP Green Ranger dagger that he would use to call his Dragon Zord. Man, I thought that was the coolest thing. So getting like Black Panther's claws would be awesome.
That's awesome. I was a little disappointed to not see any lightsabers on here, because that when I was a kid was the thing. But I think there's now probably more of a collector item.
Yes.
Probably for the same reason we're not seeing a lot of Pokemon cards on here. There are those cool collector's box that I think Mike got, but like besides that, nothing. There's a couple Pokemon branded things, but not a lot actually. So maybe it's just more in the collector market now.
Yeah, the only other Pokemon things, like there is the Pikachu.
Yeah, it was
I think animatronic. I think.
Yeah, but it was on a stand. It doesn't like move around the room. It just sort of moves on a stand.
And then like the big Pokeball that you could make out of knockoff Legos. Yeah.
I think there's a stuffed animal Pikachu somewhere in this catalog too. But yeah, there wasn't much.
Yeah, not a ton.
Yep.
What was the worst pick of the draft?
Oh, I can go. I'm going to jump in automatically. I immediately regret my my Star Wars Lola pick.
Oh, really?
Really?
Mid draft, mid pick. I think it was my third pick. I felt like I could have gone a few different directions. Because I think right after that there was something that was picked that was Nerf gun. I should have went Nerf gun there. Way more recognizable. Everybody knows. I mean, everybody knows Star Wars, but the specific toy being Lola from Obi-Wan is going to throw some folks a little bit. A Nerf gun, classic. Everybody knows what it is. I should have went Nerf there.
If it was like BB-8 or R2-D2, I think maybe it would have been.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yes.
The only reason I don't like it, and again, I think as a 7-year-old, you would not know this, which is kind of the whole point. But Lola from the show Obi-Wan was specifically designed to be sold at a Target. Like that is the reason that thing exists in Obi-Wan. Like it's cool and I like it, and it's a cool droid, and I think Obi-Wan is like a fine show or whatever, but like it is a merchandise character.
Yes.
So it does feel like even if you were going to go Star Wars, I guess Legos were off the board, which took a lot of the Star
Legos
Wars
were off the board. Yeah, that was my backup to the Harry Potter
but
Lego set.
I think it's cool. Like it moves around and it beeps and boops and stuff. I think it's neat.
It's definitely cool, but you have to sell it and you have to see it. A Nerf gun, you don't have to sell.
Yeah, shoot things.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
fair, baby. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it's very rare that someone will call themselves out for the worst pick. But yeah, that probably was just in terms of pure pop off the page factor.
But I really don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that egregiously
I mean, listen,
bad.
it's like a cool Star Wars robot toy, at the end of the day. Like the kid is still gonna be excited to open it. It's more of like a bad pick in terms of the meta of the draft.
Yeah.
I thought like the tech deck was a little repetitive in terms of like pure excitement factor, because you already had it just felt kind of Beybladesy to me. Like I feel like if you're a kid opening, you're gonna be like
such a rube.
Maybe so, but
how dare you?
It felt the same genre. Like I feel like if I was 7-year-old, I'd be like, oh cool, this tech deck is like it's like Beyblades, but not as cool.
I did originally set out to get one of them, not both of them. I feel fine that I got both of them because I was staying true to me, and the other options on the board didn't like super speak to me, but except for the Doritos, obviously. I did also consider for a second if you guys would just let me get away with just having an envelope with $30 in it.
Oh man!
Because again, as a 7-year-old, like you're just riding high.
Never would have allowed that anyway.
That thing's gonna last you for a while.
Or like a Robux $30 gift card or something like that, because Roblox is like whatever, all the kids are playing right now. But yeah, like a gift card or $30, yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah.
But I have no regrets, and I think the people will see me through. I also have it on there because like the brand of it I think is recognizable.
You think the tech brand is strong?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
But yeah, I think just like as I kind of sought to be a little more like diverse, I think with my stuff. So that's like if I had to nitpick something, that would be another one. Well, I mean, I guess final question of the show, unless there's anything else to discuss. Whose toys would you most want to see under your Christmas tree as a 7-year-old?
I have a suggestion here.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is the first time I think in the history of the show where we are explicitly drafting for ourselves at the age of 7.
Yeah.
I think in recognition of the Christmas spirit, we just skip this part. It is impossible for me to argue that Daniel would not love all the things that he picked opening. So Mike would love all the things he's opening.
So then put yourself, if you can, put yourself in the mind of the voter, because the voter's going to think for themselves, right? The voter's going to be like, which thing do I most want?
Sure.
So try to go as objectively as possible. Who did the best draft? Kind of predict who you think is going to win the poll.
I really do think I put together the best team here, which is I think unsurprising. But I think even objectively, I have a lot of like brands that I think are going to really help too. Like a Mario Kart thing, a Beyblade thing, a Tech Deck thing. It almost doesn't really matter what they are. Just I have all the cool logos and icons. I do think my second place would probably be Daniel, because he has the stuff that's like, if you're talking about the day, it is the flashy shit. Like you get laser tag and a plane. Like you have the really flashy stuff that is at least gonna like give you that high for a little bit.
I mean, if you want to throw name recognition, I have Harry Potter, I have Lego, I have Disney, and I have Spider-Man.
I still think Disney Villainous would be on my list for a bad pick for a 7-year-old. But I could be proven wrong by that. Just it is a Disney product, and I think you're being helped out a lot there. But that is a legit like deck builder cooperative boss battle game. Like that's hard.
Kids don't even know that.
But they can't play it either. I mean, it's
about the opening, and you see the Disney villain outline on a Disney box, and you're gonna be excited if you're a kid that likes games at all.
Yeah, I've got to back Dap on that, because that's the case. Well, I don't know how many games that we've purchased for Penny that she is just like stoked about, or Micah too, that they're stoked about playing, and then we open it up and we try to play it, and we're like, yeah, let's just play like Spotted or whatever. It's something that's easier. The opening of it though, you see Disney, you see Villainous, you see I think it's got like Maleficent or something.
Maleficent, I was blanking on the name, but yeah, it's Maleficent. Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that. But if we're talking name recognition, I mean, I've got Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Ninja Turtles, Mario Kart, Hot Wheels.
I think the Pokemon is really big for mine.
Star Wars, Pokemon, like a ton of name. I mean, if we're going to name recognition, all three of us, I think, are there. I will point out that I think I was the closest to hitting the $300 mark. Spending the most money. That's the voters. A valuable talent
at 7 years old.
Yeah, 100%. I want to spend. Look, for real though, if you go into a store as a 7-year-old with $300, which won't happen often, you want to spend as much of that.
The gift card.
Exactly. You're not saving any of that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All that to be said though, I think Dap's list is the most exciting on Christmas Day. A drone. Spider-Man for the PlayStation.
That's true. I forgot about that. That's pretty good.
For $20. You got all kinds of just excitement. Laser tag, like great selections. And then you've got the Harry Potter Lego set, which hits me in a really good spot. It was towards the top of my list. That was going to be my second round pick. So
thank you, Mike.
Good picks.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel good. We
didn't go with my idea of staying with the Christmas spirit. We sort of all picked other people.
Listen, we all were very nice to each other the entire draft. I think we all did a good job drafting. But the whole point of the show is someone did it best, right? So
no, incorrect. The whole point of the show is we became closer as friends.
I won't throw up a poll this time. I actually do think for those of you listening and want to know where to poll, Mike, what do you guys do for your poll? Because as Twitter falls further and further into a deep shithole, it's been pointed out, it's like we don't want to have Twitter accounts to have to participate in the polls, and I know you guys do it a different way. So I think we'll look into doing that for this draft.
Yep. Yeah, we use Google Forms actually for our polls. And so
that's a good idea.
We design the graphic, throw it up in Google Forms, and the other thing about Twitter, we had to jump off of Twitter because we added James into the show, and Twitter only allows you 4 options for your polls.
Oh, that's
and
right.
So when we added James as our 5th,
oh hell yeah,
we had to immediately find another solution. So Google Forms is what we've been using for a while.
Well, and then it's kind of suspenseful too on who's winning.
Yeah,
so you can sort of reveal it on the next show.
Yep. Well, and you can make it too. We have it to where you can see the results as you vote. So if you vote,
I always do the poll after I voted, usually for Brit.
Oh, okay. I see.
All right.
No, that's not true. I would like to go back and see like who I most often vote for. I feel like there's a few that I vote for and a couple that I never vote for, but I don't really remember off the top of my head like which those would be.
I will say we have 5 hosts now, and we just finished our 6th season. So we actually all won the first 5 seasons. We at least every person won.
Really?
Wow. So all 5 of us won a season.
It.
And now Lee is the only one of us who has won 2 times.
Wow.
So she's the 2-time champ. So congrats to Lee.
Champ. Shout out Lee.
Yep. Exactly.
I think it'll be a while before I win a season of Drafted, but maybe someday.
Preston and I think of it as like Preston and I are a team, and we're just trying to win more than the guest.
Yes.
And that's a close fight most of the time.
Yeah.
I think you guys have a fair shot this week. The DAPS team it was really good. It was really good. So
I love to hear that. But Mike, thank you so much for coming on, man. It was a blast to have you on. I'm glad we got to do a draft this time. I knew that we brought you on for a bracket, but I completely forgot that we had not brought you on for an actual draft. But we're gonna have to get a picture of the Christmas attire. He came dressed for work. Mm-hmm. And we appreciate that very much.
That's right. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all.
Yes. And for the holiday season, Mike, where can they check out all your stuff? I know you have the Friggin Nerds, of course. You also have you and Micah have the Pokemon card shop.
Yep.
So give us your spiel, shout out all the stuff you got going on.
Yep. So you can check out Friggin Nerds pretty much everywhere, even still on Twitter. Friggin Nerds
for now.
Over on Twitter. Yeah, for now. You can check out our podcast on Spotify and all of the podcast platforms you can think of. I got a YouTube channel, and Twitch is where we record the podcast live. We also play D&D over there, doing some fun stuff over there at twitch.tv/FrigginNerdsMedia. And then, Micah and I have an eBay shop. He's diving really deep into sports cards now. So he's kind of leaving me behind with the Pokemon.
Where the real money is.
Yes. He's deep diving into that. But yeah, we've got a shop over there called Geek Antique. So you can go check that out. We put up some of our good cards out there for you guys to check out. So.
And if you're into the trading cards at all, do check out Geek Antique. They are awesome. And Mike is a mensch. I reached out to him last year. They did giveaways. Friggin Nerds did giveaways on Twitch of really cool retro Pokemon packs, and I didn't win any of them. I was really sad. And I reached out. I was like, hey, I'd really like to do something like that for my sister for Christmas. And he absolutely hooked me up. It was awesome. And Pokemon cards are great because they're nostalgic. Even the new ones, but there's nothing more nostalgic than the actual old Pokemon cards.
Yes,
and they've got some super cool stuff over there. And I guess sports cards not too. I did not know that. That's sweet.
Yeah, he's deep diving, man. He's over there wheeling and dealing too, man. We went to a card shop or a card show here in town. And he's negotiating with folks. I'm not a negotiator. If you tell me a price, I'm like, okay, sure, fine, whatever, I'll take it. But he's like wheeling and dealing for like 30 minutes with these booths, and I'm like, bro, wow. I mean, he's deep into it now.
Good for him. That's sweet. Yeah, I did the sports cards. That was like sports cards and Pokemon cards were both my I'm still into the Pokemon because my sister is into it as well. So it's like our thing we do together, and the sports cards are kind of more like just purely my own nostalgia. But yeah, that's sweet. The sports cards are insane. Like, you think Pokemon cards go for a lot of money? Sports cards go for bonkers money. Like, I'm talking like millions of dollars sometimes for.
And what's also crazy to me about sports cards is if that player does not do well in one game, the price of that card drops.
It's like a stock
crazy.
market. Yeah,
yes.
That's wild.
Like, give me a Charizard that's worth $400 and it keeps that value for years over, Matt Corral rookie card that like he'll pop in for a game and do well, and then it'll just I would be too stressed out.
Yeah, Mike, thanks so much for coming on, man. It was a great time having you. Thanks for making our drafted Christmas great this year. You know what to do. Vote in the poll. Just join the discussion in the Discord, especially now. Like if you follow us on Twitter or on social media, join the Discord. Now is a good time. That is the absolute best place to follow the show when we post and everything, and know when things are happening. It's the best way to do that. Thank you so much for everyone who joined the Patreon since the last episode to check out our episode with Pat and everything. We love you all so much. We love you a little extra bit, more than our normal. Just a little bit extra, just a little, like $3 or $5 or $10 worth. We love you a little bit extra. Thanks so much to everyone for listening to us this year, whether it was like our normal season of shows, the holiday specials. We love y'all, and we will be back next year with probably around March again. March, April will probably be when we back with normal episodes. Preston, do you have anything that you want to say on our final episode of the year?
Thanks everybody for listening. That's it.
Very well said. We love you guys.
Very rare for Preston to be a man of few words there.
I'm so sleepy.
Just he's ready to go to bed. We love you guys, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great holiday.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry, Dan. I have no outro.